Welcome to Prime Time with Ngullie. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that there is a blanket ban on lotteries across India? In fact, only 13 states, including our own beloved Nagaland, allow lotteries. According to statistics, you have 1 in 300 million chances to win the lottery. So unless a supernatural event shows you to a specific set of numbers on that paper, keep doing what you do. So let's see what news we have got for you from the previous week. Now, it is legal to aspire to become a millionaire with just 6 rupees. So Nagaland has a lottery now. Elsewhere in Manipur, things are still bad. Our neighbor Assam is being devastated by floods. Closer home in Longland, 46 people were admitted to hospital reportedly after consuming fish that was contaminated. That was the report we received earlier. There is a mutiny in the ranks of the Russian military even as we talk. So let's check out the news in details. This is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, and it is straight from the Russian and Ukrainian war front. An armed rebellion has unfolded in the southern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, reportedly started by the mercenary group Wagner Group against the Russian military. This news came in just now, just a few minutes before I came into the studio. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has called the mutiny a stab in the back. That's what he described as, and has also vowed to punish those responsible for the mutiny. The Wagner Group and the Russian military were fighting the Ukrainians, but deepening conflict between the two sides, Russia and Wagner, in regard to how Russia had been handling the Russian war, is believed to be the reason behind the Wagner Group taking up arms against its own ally. The Wagner Group chief Yevgeny Prigozhin has said that he is in Rostov-on-Don in southern Russia, close to the Ukrainian border, and that his forces have control of the military facilities there, including the airfield. He has vowed to blockade Rostov and move on to Moscow if Russia's defense minister and the military's top general do not meet him in the city. The Wagner Group further informed that it had also taken control of Russian military facilities in the city of Voronezh in southwestern Russia. I don't know who gives lotteries their names, but we need names like Billionaire Pro Max or Big Mega Crore Lakpati instead of names like Lovely Nagaland, I Love You Lottery, I Miss You Lottery. Nagaland can now aspire to join Elon Musk and not be laughed at. A lottery called the Deer Lotteries has opened shop in Dimapur, ladies and gentlemen. I think you've already heard about this news, but we are doing a recap. So anyhow, in case you are wondering, it's at Fort Mile, shop number 3, Central Jail Road at Fort Mile. A company official told the media earlier that there are plans to open more lottery outlets in Dimapur. It is a strange feeling considering that Nagaland had for a very long time banned lottery, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a senior citizen, someone who has been acquainted with the politics of the 70s and 80s and early 90s, then I think you will know the story that I'm about to tell you. Do you know that in 1998 a lottery scam amounting to the tune of 38,000 crore surfaced in Nagaland? This was one of the biggest newsmakers those days. 38,000 crore scam in the Nagaland lottery establishment. I think the opposition Congress party during that time, when it had MLAs in the assembly, raised this issue in 2014 in the assembly. So the entire scam reportedly took place between October 1993 and November 1997. The comptroller and the auditor general during that time had unearthed the scam. According to the CAG report, lottery tickets worth about 38,297 crore had not been credited to the government's account. That was the reports. The matter is still said to be in court. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Nagaland for you. The Russian leader still has his options open. Russian President Vladimir Putin has confirmed that the first batch of what he calls tactical nuclear weapons has already been stationed in Belarus. The confirmation from Putin came nearly 10 days after he laid a timeline for deploying the nuclear arsenal. There has been threats from Putin that he'd go in with everything he has into the war. He had announced the move as he was hosting the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. He reportedly told the BBC that the move was about containment and to remind anyone thinking of inflicting any defeat on Russia. So that was the reason he gave. However, Putin asserted that he would use the nuclear weapons only if Russia's territory or state was threatened in any way. More than 5,000 people were reported to have been affected by the floods in Assam during the past 1 week, ladies and gentlemen, taking the total affected population to over 34,000 across 7 districts in Assam. These numbers were according to a daily bulletin of the Assam State Disaster Management Authority earlier on. The bulletin said the total affected population includes over 3,000 children. Lakhimpur district is reported to have been the worst affected so far, as the first wave of the deluge has affected over 23,000 people in the district. Now, the numbers have climbed, ladies and gentlemen, and it's bad news. According to reports we have received today, even as we talk, nearly 4.89 lakh people have been affected in 16 districts in Assam. In the past 24 hours, 1 person drowned in Nalbari district, which took the death toll to about 2. The flood waters have reportedly submerged about 10,782.80 hectares of agricultural land, while 1,538 villages in 54 revenue circles in Assam have been affected, ladies and gentlemen. Bad news there. The Assam authorities are said to have set up about 140 relief camps and about 75 relief distribution centers in flood hit districts of the state. About 35,142 people have taken shelter in the relief camps, the report stated. The SDMA, the Assam State Disaster Management Authority, that is, flood report also stated that 4,27,474 domestic animals too had been affected. Food poisoning is something that is not really reported from Nagaland, ladies and gentlemen, but there are occasions, times when this kind of events are reported, because I think we Naga people love food, and when it comes to community organization, eating is something very important. But this is bad news. 46 people from Pongching village in Longland district were admitted to the district hospital on June 15 and the 16th due to what officials suspected it to be food poisoning. Thankfully, during the time the unfortunate event was reported, all of the patients were stated to be out of danger. Medical officials say that the actual cause of food poisoning can be ascertained only after the test results come in. A citizen had earlier told the Hornbilltv that 33 youths from Pongching village had purchased some fish from Longland market and consumed them on June 15 while they were working at paddy field. However, during the night, some reportedly began to develop severe diarrhea and vomiting. So these symptoms were also accompanied by fever, due to which they had to be admitted to the hospital. The following day, other people who consumed the same stock of fish also developed the same symptoms, and they were admitted for medical treatment too. Samples of the cooked fish, including cooked fish from the same stock of supply from the fish seller, were then sent to the state public health laboratory in Kohima for tests. Officials had requested the public earlier to cooperate and to refrain from any rumor mongering in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, this news even made headlines during the previous week across Nagaland. You must be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. The office of the All Nagaland Taxi Association in Kohima was vandalized after what is believed to have been a failed extortion attempt. During the incident, a general secretary of the ANTA was reportedly held at gunpoint by unknown individuals. So following the incident, 3 suspects were reported to have been apprehended by the police and taken into custody at the North Police Station in Kohima. I am very glad that the ANTA President Jesse V. Chosolo expressed discontent at the attack, and he assured that the association does not feel threatened. He said that the association will strongly stand by its resolution of one government, one tax. And he also said that the organization will not remain silent to this kind of attacks. We have a saying in Lotha, ladies and gentlemen, Izapa Evancho Chakana Izabala, Elijo Othangna Izabala. So this is a Lotha saying. It means when poor people say they have no money, it means they need 1 rupee. But when rich people say they have no money, it means they are 1,000 rupees short. Think about that again. The life of the common citizen in Nagaland is immense, ladies and gentlemen. You have to battle 100 worries every day. Escalating prices, high public transport costs and fares, extortion and illegal taxes, floods, water and power problems, school fees we cannot afford for our children, lack of funds to start businesses, and when you start, extortionists come and take your money. It will be wonderful if the Chief Minister will seriously consider a policy level conversation at the policy level with members of the Legislative Assembly and community about extortion and illegal taxes. At least it might not solve all our problems, but it will at least be one worry fewer for us. Let's check out the next news. Another big news event the previous week was the Manipur High Court admitting a review petition seeking to modify its March 27 order that directed the Manipur government to recommend inclusion of the Meitei community in the scheduled tribe list. Ladies and gentlemen, based on this petition, the court on Monday issued notices to the union and the state governments seeking their response. A senior union government official had said earlier on condition of anonymity that both would likely recommend that the Meitei community will not be included in the ST, but this is just something that we have yet to confirm. While we wait for what the court will say later on and how the whole situation transpires, violence, even as I talk to you, violence continues to trouble Manipur, ladies and gentlemen. Just yesterday it was reported that villagers, mostly women, refused entry to the Central Bureau of Investigation officials who had arrived to investigate the alleged looting of a large cache of arms and ammunition from the Manipur Police Training College's armory on Thursday. That was on June 22nd. The CBI officials reportedly left the area after finding it impossible to enter. More updates from Manipur, ladies and gentlemen. On Friday, gunfights were reported between security forces and unidentified attackers in Impal East and Kangpoki districts. Reports said the gunfight was between the military and the BSF on the other hand, and the unidentified attackers on the other. So no casualty has been reported so far at this time. Again, a private warehouse belonging to State Minister of Public Health, Engineering and Consumer Affairs El Sushindro Maite was torched on Friday night in Kurai of Impal East. Those were the top news events of the previous week, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know in your comments what you think about some of the issues that we talk about, especially in regard to extortion and lottery and all these issues that directly affect us. We will be seeing you next time. Thank you again. I'm Ngullie. See you next time.